What is up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, thanks for tuning in. To all my current subscribers, I'm sorry it's been a couple of weeks since the last upload, but things have been absolutely crazy on my end between working 50+ hour weeks and trying to do work on the house on my nights and weekends. Just haven't had time to get a good video out for you guys, and haven't had enough content made to get a good video out for you guys. But today's the day. Finally got something that I'm actually pretty darn excited for. I think a lot of you guys will like this video as well. This is something that I have been looking forward to doing for probably a couple of years at this point. An upgrade that I've wanted for a couple of years, and something that I am very, very happy to finally have. I'm sure a lot of you guys out there are just like me, and you always keep a trailer hitch or a trailer ball in the hitch of your truck. For me, it's not so much that I do a ton of towing all the time. For me, it's actually more, it's a good stopper to keep somebody from hitting my truck. They get a nice hitch through their radiator before they get to my truck. So that's kind of the main reason I keep it hitching, but as you guys have seen, I do tow every now and then. So it's nice to just have a hitch on hand. Now, that being said, I've always had one of these hitches, just your standard ball hitch. This one is a 2-inch ball. I would say more often than not, I'm actually towing with a 2 5/16 ball, which means I have to swap out the hitch, which is kind of a pain in the butt. Again, it's not a huge deal, but it's kind of one of those things that kind of a pain to do, swapping between whether you're on the big trailer or on a small trailer, whether you need a 2 5/16 ball or a 2-inch ball. I don't think I've ever used the one, and I don't even know what it is, the 1-something ball. But between the 2 5/16, I'm kind of swapping between those two. And then there's the whole concept of, is your trailer ball low enough? Now, for me, my truck's not jacked up all that big. It's got a leveling kit, it's on 33s. So for most trailers, I don't have to worry too much about it, but there are some trailers that I do have to drop or get a drop hitch, and then that means getting a drop hitch. And now you kind of get where I'm getting at. If you got a few different trailers, or you got people with a few different trailers, and you're going to be towing them every now and then, you're looking at 1, 2, 3 hitches that you could want to be having in your truck or near your truck or on your place, depending on how you want to use it. And it's not the biggest deal. People have been doing it for a long time, but it is time to finally upgrade so I don't have to deal with that anymore. So for me, it is finally time to upgrade to a real, true, professional, high quality hitch. And I cannot be more excited to say that Bullet Proof Hitches has sponsored the channel. I reached out to them, they didn't reach out to me. I was looking between Gen Y and B&W and Bullet Proof Hitches. I'd say they're the top 3 aftermarket ones out there, and I'd say they're all really good options out there. But I had my Bullet Proof Hitches. They have really good reviews. They are kind of one of those hitches that aren't all that big and shiny and showboaty. Some of the other hitches, they're awesome. I'm sure they work great, but they are very much show truck hitches. And I'm sure if you guys have seen them, you kind of know what I mean. And so I had my eye on bulletproof hitches because they really do look like working class, meant to haul hitches. And I like that. I like my truck looking nice, but I don't need it to be quite over the top. It's not that nice of a truck to have a show quality hitch on it. And I wanted something that just looked strong and sturdy and beefy, and that is exactly what Bulletproof Hitches is, at least in my opinion. They're not paying me to say anything good about them, but they did provide the hitch for me. And like I said, I reached out to them, they didn't reach out to me, and I chose them because that's who I wanted to go with. And I am very, very happy to say that they came back and said that they would be happy to sponsor the channel and to see their product represented on the channel. And I am more than happy to be doing so. So I don't want to talk too much. Let's go throw this thing in storage that I'll probably never touch again, and let's go unbox the big old Bulletproof hitch. Alrighty, it is time to unbox this beast. I don't know how much this package weighs, but it's got to be close to 50 pounds. This is a stout Stout hitch. Let's pull out the trusty Benchmade and get this thing going. It's funny when the mailman or the delivery man came by, he dropped it off, he goes, "Wow, that's a nice looking hitch you got there." I was like, "Yes, it is. Thank you. I am very excited for it." Let's go. Oh, of course. Can't buy truck parts without getting stickers. Thank you, Bullet Proof. So far, some very nice packaging. We got our pins to hold it in place, and I'll explain that in a minute, why it is pins, not pin. We actually won't be using these ones, or at least not both of them. But here are pins, super stout, nice and machined, really clean machining. Nothing fancy, but these things are stout. Not sure. Oh, alright. Give you a little bit of grease to put on the ball. Nice of them. Wasn't expecting that. And here we go. Ooh, yeah, I'm excited. Oh. See if I can get this out without dropping it all. Yeah. I'm not exaggerating here. This thing is stout. Holy smokes. So, alrighty, here we go. Bulletproof, heavy duty. Bulletproof, heavy duty 4-inch drop hitch, adjustable. Here she is. Now, I didn't show you guys this on the previous hitch, but almost always when you find or you buy hitches from a local store or anywhere, I suppose, they come with hollow shanks. This thing is not. And of course, you may be wondering, where's the ball? Here we go. Nice, adjustable, flippable. We got a 2 5/16 and a 2-inch right there. These things alone probably weigh close to 10 to 15 pounds, maybe more. This thing is stout. This thing, I don't even know how much it weighs, but it is a monster. Now, you may be wondering how this works. A lot of you guys may have seen these already, but essentially you have all of these adjusting pinholes right here. So for this one, you have 3 different positions. Obviously there's 4 holes, but because the hitch receiver has 2 right there, you line it up where you want to put it. Let's say you want a different trailer, or you're driving a different trailer that needs to be a little lower. You can drop the hitch down into some of the lower positions, or if somehow you're driving a really tall trailer, or maybe you have a bagged truck, an airbag truck that's lowered, you can also use these, take it, flip it around, and run it that way as a rising hitch. So I went with the 4-inch adjustable hitch because my truck's not that tall. I don't need a ton of range. They actually have a good chart on their website It's actually a picture of a chart, I suppose, that if you're looking through the pictures of the hitches, you can look through and you find it, and it tells you measure your current truck height from ground to the bottom of your receiver, and it'll tell you which hitch you should have based on the height of your truck, which is pretty handy. Bulletproof Hitches, if you are seeing this, it would be a lot easier to find if it was somewhere on your website, not just in the product pictures. I just kind of happened to stumble upon it when I was just swabbing through to look at the trucks. For you guys, I would recommend trying to put it somewhere more accessible on the website. Maybe you did and I didn't see it, but that's how I found it, was just kind of on accident. But for you guys that are watching this, that's a good way if you're looking to see which hitch you should get. It's a good way to measure. Now you can see why it shipped with these 2 dowel pins, so that way you can put it in place. So let me put this in so you guys can kind of get an idea of what it looks like. There's one. And there's the other. Holy smokes, this is a unit. And there you go. I just watched a video by ADHD Productions, or I think that's what his channel's name is still. Maybe it's not. I don't know what his channel's name is that. But this is a 4-inch. He got a 16-inch drop hitch from these guys. And he was saying, yeah, it's probably around 80 pounds. And I was like, okay, that might be an exaggeration. Now that I feel this 4-inch hitch, I'm pretty sure his was around 80 pounds. This thing is solid. Now, these hitches are not cheap, but to be completely honest, I don't plan on buying a hitch ever again. I have no doubt that if I don't lose this, or, I mean, I could run this into something and it'd be fine, but if somehow this thing breaks, maybe I go and get no. If this thing breaks, that is going to be the last thing I'm concerned about. But I honestly think I will have this hitch the rest of my life. This thing is so stout. Like I was saying, it's not cheap. But if you go to a local parts store and you get one of the 3-prong hitches that has all 3 different size balls, and it just goes straight out. One, I have not seen a single one for sale at a local store that isn't hollow on the shank or the shaft, or whatever you want to call it. They're all hollow, which I'm sure it's probably fine, but I like the assurance that knowing that this is a solid piece of steel. But they're still not cheap. I'd say they're at least $50 or $60 for one of those things, if not more. Now these things, I think this is retailed right around $300. It is a hefty price tag, but again, I plan on having this hitch on every truck I own for the rest of my life. And I have no doubt that it is capable of holding up to that now that I have my hands on it. That being said, though, it is an expensive hitch, and I didn't want to put just a standard pin through it. I wanted a set of locking pins, and Bulletproof, again, has us covered with that. A nice sealed, weatherproof locking pin that you can throw in. One, I actually got 2 of them. One so I can put it through the shank of the hitch right here, so I can put one through here and lock the entire assembly to the truck. And then I got a second one so that I can run one of these pins in here, and I can run a locking pin in that, so that way nobody can take the hitch off the truck and nobody can take this ball off the hitch. And a nice thing that Bulletproof does is if you order these pins, you can order them in a set of 1, a set of 2, or you can order them in a set of 3 and replace all 3 pins. I didn't feel like 3 was necessary. Lock one of these, lock it to the truck, and you're good. But if you do order them in sets, it's really nice because they will key them all to the same key. So that way you don't have to have multiple keys for each individual pin. Like if you're ordering them separately, order them a set and they're both keyed to the same key. So let me pull one of these out for you guys so you guys can see it. Looks like the weather's changing on us. Hopefully it doesn't start raining on us. Put that in there, that in there. Alright, so here we go. Alright, let me come a little closer to you guys. Alright, so here's a good look at it. Very similar design to the other ones. You got different holes in there depending on the width of it. I'd imagine you could go a 2-inch hole or a 2-inch receiver or a 2.5-inch receiver. I don't think, maybe these are built for 3-inch receivers, but you don't hardly see those anyways. Some of the newer trucks have them. Nice thing I like to see is this tight rubber cap that they have on it, so you're not getting any water in the keyhole for the truck, and it's not a pain in the butt to get off, but it's a pretty darn good seal, I would say. So I was happy to see that. As far as the mechanism goes, it's pretty simple, but I'll tell you what, it is stout. Obviously, put the key in, and just like that, pops on out. That's where it holds on to. And again, not huge, but you would actually have to pry this out of it to get to that. Otherwise, you got the full width of this shaft right here, and I don't think anybody's breaking through that. It's got a nice little locking mechanism that locks 360 degrees all the way around that, and then when you want to put it back in, you don't need the key. Just put it in, and she's good to go. So I'm not going to do any more talking. Let's put this on the truck, see what it looks like, and then we'll wrap up this video for now. Alrighty, she is on the truck and looking beefy. Super happy with how it looks. This has been a very long time coming that I wanted to get a really nice, high quality hitch, and I'm very happy to say I finally have one. I mean, I don't want to be repetitive, but I love this thing. This thing is a beefy unit that I honestly can't wait to use and put to work. Let me know what you guys think about it. I'm pretty darn happy with it, and like I said, they make some huge hitches. This is the smallest one they make. They also do, so this is their heavy duty, which I didn't tell you the ratings, but up there you can see it. On the 2-inch ball you have a 12,000 pound weight rating, and on the 2 5/16 it is 20,000 pounds. So yeah, 2-inch ball rated at 12,000 pounds. The 2 5/16 is rated at 22,000 pounds, and that is far beyond what I will ever tow with this truck. This truck right now is rated at like 14,000 pounds, and I've been pretty darn close to that. I don't think I've ever towed over it. I know there's plenty of people out there that have towed over this. I am not concerned about hitting the weight rating on this truck. This is their medium duty, or technically it's called their heavy duty, but they have one that's lighter duty than this one, and then one that's even heavier duty. I didn't need the heavier duty one, because I don't think they sell it in the 2-inch receiver, and 2, I'll never be towing that much weight with this truck. And then as far as the light duty goes, it was rated for 14,000 pounds, which is the tow rating of this truck. I'm just the kind of guy that if I'm going to get something, I'm not going to, let's equate it to transmissions. If I'm building a 500 horsepower truck, I'm not going to buy a transmission, its peak limit is 500 horsepower. I'm going to buy one that's 600 horsepower. Kind of same mindset with this. The truck towing capacity is at 14,000 pounds. I've been pretty darn close to that before, so I didn't want a hitch that was rated for 14,000 pounds, even though I'm sure it's rated down from what it could actually handle. I decided to go up to this one, the medium duty, or I think it's technically called the heavy duty, which will give me way more towing capacity than I will ever use with this truck. So at 22,000 pounds, I'm not ever concerned about overloading this hitch. As far as my first impressions go of this thing, it is honestly really, really good. I wasn't 100% sure how I would feel about it, what it would look like, how heavy duty it would seem, and I can tell you I have absolutely no fears of it not being heavy duty enough. This thing is stout. You guys saw me moving around. It's probably, that thing right there is probably around 40 pounds. It's a stout hitch. If you guys are in the market for them, I would recommend them off my first impressions. Like I said at the beginning of this video, there are there are other manufacturers that make really high quality hitches, like B&W and I'm spacing on them right now. Gen Y, B&W and Gen Y hitches. I think they probably make really good quality hitches as well. I chose to go with Bullet Proof because I wasn't going for a super flashy looking hitch. I just wanted something that looked utilitarian and functioned really well, and I think that's exactly what this hitch is. So I'm not saying you can't go buy their other products, but I would say that Bullet Proof Hitches has my approval so far, without a doubt. So I'm going to call this video here. Let me know what you guys think about the hitch. Do you think it looks good? Think it looks bad? Think it matches the truck? Don't like some designs about it? Let me know what you guys think. To Bullet Proof Hitches, I'm sure you'll probably watch this. I appreciate the opportunity of working with you guys. I've been looking for a hitch like this for a really, really long time, and I'm really happy to be working with you guys. So thank you for sponsoring the channel, making this content possible for you guys, or for the audience. It is really appreciated. I am definitely looking forward to doing some towing with this thing. It is stout. So with that, I feel like I'm just going to be repeating myself at this point, so I'm going to call it a video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. As always, if you did, leave it a thumbs up. If you have any questions or comments, leave them down below. I still read every single comment that comes onto this channel. It's getting a little more time consuming, but I still do it. So even if I don't respond, I do read your comment, and I do genuinely appreciate it. Hopefully we'll have a update on the house coming soon. We've been doing a ton of work to it, a lot of demo, so hopefully have a video update on that. I know not a ton of you guys are super interested in that, but I know some of you guys are, and so I promised I would take you guys along with that. And if you're not interested in the house, I'll tell you, once we get a good stopping point in the house, the plan is to build a shop. So the sooner I can get the house stuff done, the sooner we can get the shop built, and the more fun stuff we get to do with this thing and some other vehicles down the road. So if you're not subscribed to the channel, hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out on any of this fun stuff. Hopefully you guys have had a good weekend. This video is going up on a Sunday, so I had a good Saturday. Hopefully you have a good Sunday, and I'll catch you guys on the next video.